drive on Lugnutz.
There's nothing left to do but to crank over those engines, gearheads, because 'tis none other than us, the Lugnutz podcast.
But think of how much safer everybody is. European Car of the Year finalists. The Mazda we've all been waiting for. On a Peugeot? That and more on this week's Lugnutz. Oh, recorded November.
Before the end of the year.
Yeah, November. Add a November in the other one. Yes.
You don't just add in a November.
No,
Add in a November there.
We should have. I didn't say it on the last one.
I think everybody knows what month it is.
Okay. No, but this is the future. They're listening to this in the future.
But the future is now.
The future is always now. Just like it's with this first story. Here we have the future of European Car of the Year finalists. There's quite a few on the list. European Car of the Year final selection started with 40 models and 60 juniors, whatever the hell that is.
I mean, as long as their parents were present.
Right. Alfa Romeo. Let's go down and give it a look at the pictures we have. Oh, good. It loads. Alfa Romeo Jr. Smallest SUV.
I'd hate to see senior.
Smallest SUV ever. And if you don't like the body styling, it's also a Jeep Avenger.
Okay, smallest SUV ever. Okay.
Yeah, for them.
All right. Because you got those really small little Chevys, which are like almost
First
like
ever
Reliant
EV.
Robin level.
Smallest SUV. The smallest class of SUV.
Okay. Yeah, that smallest class of like crossover to where they try to make them a car, but give them a little bit more room. Yeah. Not enough. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit like the Citroen, the C3 or the EC3.
No, exactly like that. Exactly. Yeah. No, you're right.
It's
on
kind of
spot on point.
boxy.
Yeah. No,
it's a little bit boxy. It's like a box. It's the fourth generation box.
Hopefully, you're not taking oxy while driving this boxy. Okay.
Right, but you could do it all electric with 111 horsepower on the E-Tax C3.
I don't have a drug reference for that one, so it sounds fun.
Or you could get the engine as a 1.2 liter engine.
You could.
Wow. With 12 horsepower.
I could also chop off your big toes.
And 48 volt assistance.
Oh, but you'll have electrical toes that you'll need to update the drivers periodically.
It's French.
So you're going to need Google Translate.
Let's see the next one. Coupe Termer.
Okay.
It's kind of like I think they say it's here. It's a Volkswagen Touareg on the inside. Comes with choice of combustion, mid-hybrid, plug-in hybrid powertrains, making up to 268 horsepower.
I mean, it's still a Touareg. The Tiguan and the Touareg were not completely successful SUVs for Volkswagen when they came out. One was a lot more successful than the other one. I always forget the goddamn name and which one it is.
We've both owned a Volkswagen. I've liked Volkswagen. I didn't like the bill.
No,
when it got
never.
old, I didn't like the bill.
Never. Whenever you get the maintenance done on one of those bastards. Jesus. You own an Audi? I'm so sorry.
It is well built.
Until it breaks.
Yes.
Then you got to pay for those raw materials, that's why the German cars are so expensive to maintain, because you get they not overtax compared to us, but they have a hefty tax on raw materials. And that's why their parts are so goddamn expensive. You go to the aftermarket and you'll probably find something for cheaper because it's probably the same quality. of material made, not, but, they get the specs for aftermarket, so, it's probably fine.
Well,
They come with a warranty.
or you could go with this next nominee. Back to the homeland with the Dacia Duster.
Oh, there you go.
True to Dacia's no frills roots, car comes without a touch screen, and no version makes more than 138 horsepower.
It sounds cheap as fuck, which matches right up to the homeland, but also, I'd love to see a Dacia on the road around here. Hang on, where did you buy that?
It'd be very expensive. You'd have to.
Oh my God, you'd have to ship it over and everything. But I'd love to see a Dacia just driving around on the roads around here.
Probably just get repaired at any Stellantis dealership.
Yeah. Hey, the window doesn't work. You guys got to fix it. I don't even know how to work on it. I could hear the mechanics bitching.
Go on to see what the South Koreans are doing.
Yeah, I could hear the mechanics bitching as we scroll on to the next one.
Not when they like the Hyundai Inster.
Ugh,
Cute
Outster.
subcompact. It's also a stretchy Hyundai version for the Asian market.
No, I'm an Outster. I'm definitely an Outster.
You're not excited about the stretchy version for the Asian market?
No, I never asked for a stretchy Hyundai. I don't know who asked. Who, was it like Ray in Ghostbusters? He just had a thought. He couldn't keep the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man out of his head.
The back end reminds me of the PT Cruiser's back end.
Yeah, kind of.
This part here.
The front end looks like they're still just trying to be like every other small.
They took a PT Cruiser and it had a horrible disease, and this is what they could save.
Are they influenced by the Templars? I have to wonder about those cross rims because they're not. They don't look good. They're not.
You have the choice of 95 horsepower, 113 horsepower, or an electric motor with a range of 186 miles.
I noticed how they didn't add the horsepower in there.
No.
No, or you can go this far. Okay, so you can have our shitty underpowered gasoline engine, or you can have an electric motor, but
look,
you're only getting this much.
Look, there's far more to the Koreans than this nominee. They have another.
Oh, can't wait.
Kia EV3.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen something like this in the wild. Kia's got all that new front end.
Well, they go for a lower entry price, and that long warranty, like 100,000 mile. I think they still have. It's a cheap car that will relatively get you there.
Right. Well, they say that EV is possible with this one, but you can't buy it with an EV yet. You only have the single motor.
Okay.
Generates 201 horsepower. 7.5 seconds to 60.
No, it's impressive spec-wise. I get it. But you only have a single motor, though.
And then we move on to our next contestant. Renault Alpine. Renault 5 Alpine A290.
I can already smell the old lady and Werther's originals.
This one also has a number of engine options. 94 horsepower, 121 horsepower, 148 horsepower. Or motors in the AC are different.
Okay.
178 horsepower or 217 horsepower. That sort of fits with Alpines. I wouldn't expect a 95 horsepower in an Alpine anything. In an Alpine Razor scooter, I wouldn't expect 94 horsepower.
Well, on a Razor scooter, it would be way too much because that guy is about to kill himself. I hope it's a guy, like a middle-aged man who has lived his life and just made one last bad mistake outside of like a child who is just like, no, this is going to be awesome and just loves Steve-O, I'd like to think that, but... it's not like it just smells like a Werther's original. It's that cute little car that I think people, especially, females will latch onto. Like, oh, that's a cute little car. It can get me from A to B, get me here to there. Maybe it'll be somebody's slice of tea.
It's also, they have that hot hatch thing in Europe and England, and that's where it'll be.
Hatchbacks are very versatile and useful
Yeah.
because even if you only need like this much space once or twice, being able to pop up the hatch, you know, and then I'll just kind of tie this down with rope, and now I still made this work without having to borrow, your Uncle Jimmy's truck. Hatchbacks have a good use for that, so I'm not shitting on the hatchback.
Don't insult
good
Uncle
hatchback.
Jimmy, because you might want to borrow his truck after you get a hold of this next story. Because you're not going to store any junk in this trunk. Coming soon, this is going into production.
Oh.
Iconic SP concept debuted in 2023 at the Japan Mobility Show. It is actually headed to production in the not-so-distant future.
With no doors or door handles, you got to hop in that bitch like the Dukes of Hazzard.
Confirmed, they're probably going to add doors.
All right, probably. Probably,
See if
not
there's,
confirmed.
Another chief. This is all confirmed by Mazda's chief designer. There you go. See, it has a hidden door.
But no door handles. So doors are confirmed.
No concept car is allowed to have door handles. I'm surprised they let it have mirrors.
Yeah, I know, right?
It would ruin my design.
It looks
for a
fine.
handle if you must.
It looks fine. I mean,
It looks fantastic. I can't wait to see them on the roads for a brief time.
better rims than the last story. I mean, but, overall, not a bad looking car.
Executive Director of Strategic Development. The more time you spend looking at it, the more the car will reveal to you. It is a fantastic looking car from every direction.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not bad, and especially with the red color. I mean, it just speaks to Mazda, and as long as it has the power and everything that they want behind it, I think it'll be a nice car.
More quotes, everything from the position of the doors, the tires, the length of the vehicle, seating position, occupant, visibility was meticulously researched for the final specifications.
Mm. I mean, it's a nice looking car overall. Let's see it with some door handles and side mirrors.
They have yet to share any details, but the concept was the dual rotary engines paired with the EV that we're all so excited about.
All right. Fair enough.
They're currently also experimenting with a technology that could capture carbon dioxide from exhaust emissions.
Well, I mean, especially if you want to save a petrol engine, that's how you do it.
Yeah, definitely how you do it. Or you could do it like this next story. Bentley, their first ever sleek urban.
Well, after last week, you could smell like this Bentley.
Yes, and you could smell like it and climb in your EV. Talk about your self-pretentiousness. You can feel better than everyone else.
And then you
I
can
got a
stop
Bentley,
traffic.
and it's an electric.
Yeah, and then you
Look
can
how
stop
great I
traffic
am.
just to let somebody else out to make yourself feel better, I mean, no, you go.
Well, since you want to feel better, Bentley started to feel better about electric in 2018 when they started to transition, where they offered the plug-in hybrid and the Continental GT and the Flying Spur. Launching a new EV has currently been delayed due to software issues. So they're going to put the car out as soon as they could work out their software gremlins or bugs or whatever they got working there.
I mean, you got to work out the software problems before you actually go pushing heavy on the car.
Well, they say we don't want to make just any electric car. We want to make
That's fair enough.
a Bentley.
Well, thank God, because you work for Bentley. I mean, if you tried to put out a Honda,
Do
they
they
would
have,
not be happy.
Do they have a better photo below?
This is a Bentley Honda. What? How much have you had to drink,
that's
Greg?
that must be the Continental.
Yeah. Nothing else
Oh,
besides
that's
that.
an even worse photo.
Yeah.
Let's see what the next story has to offer. Peugeot, this was the World Rally Championship for nearly 20 years now. They would recognize from the early 2000s, fans, when this was participating, a hardcore fan of the winning title built a convincing replica, which is up for grabs right now in the UK, a street legal mods, fitted with a WRC-style body kit, including front rear bumpers, Wolin fenders, vented hoods, decorative roof-mounted scoop. Obviously, what else would it be scooping?
I mean, no, that would be so ridiculous.
And
no, it's functional. It's a functional roof scoop.
Yeah, it
Like,
goes
why?
directly to the engine.
Why would-
How? Where
why-
are the?
Why would you do that?
I really like. Yeah, it scoops it and vents it right into your face because I like the.
Well, they had it. They had
in my
They had
hair.
it just as just as a decoration, but I thought it'd be better as functional.
It's also got a huge rear wing. 18-inch Dimag wheels. The
look at his
interior
bragging.
has been stripped and reassembled. I think they have interior photos below. Peugeot 206 WRC replica is listed on eBay for about $30,000-ish dollars-ish.
Very simplistic. The racer lifestyle always has a very simplistic interior. Like, hey, you
And-
have a roll cage, you have seats,
And
you have a
one
steering wheel.
seating position.
Yeah, no, it's not like 37 different motors
Hold on,
moving.
let me go forward. And those motors they weigh a lot.
Oh yeah,
Especially when you're rallying and you got to jump over an N7 from Nissan.
hang on. Oh god damn, that last bump bumped my cappuccino onto my lap. Oh, I think I have burns. I told him he shouldn't have that cappuccino maker in his car, but he did not listen.
Wouldn't listen about the record player either.
It keeps skipping. The nickel isn't working.
Believe it or not, in early cars, they tried a record player.
They tried a fucking
They
coffee maker too.
They tried a lot. Like, all right, I like coffee, but
Oh my god. Yeah, you need that
strap
Waze
that-
alert. Like, hey, by the way, you're about to come up to a railroad crossing. Like, oh no. Oh no.
oh no is right. Oh no. What's this next story all about? It is sleek. It's stylish. It's Nissan. And it's coming to China.
Oh, good.
Developed with a local partner, Dongfang, 50,
I don't know him.
venture. Few features are the split headlights bar, the illuminated logo, two-tone wheels, swoopy roof lines, quite swoopy.
you
LED
imagine,
daytime
like,
running
that?
lights.
That's part of your day in your professional job. Like, I don't know, swoopy roof lines. Like, hey, Larry, I really like that swoopy roof lines. We're going to add that in the
Can't
actual
use it
promo.
2 weeks in a row.
And then Larry didn't cut his wrist that day.
I hope you like the exterior because they're not willing to show you what the interior it looks like. I'm guessing because it looks like a Nissan.
Yeah, it's boring.
I mean, if
Just
it's
calling a
Nissan,
spade a
I
spade,
expect that's kind of
That exterior
Nissan
is the
interior.
most exciting thing about this car.
It is available first in China, first half 2025.
I mean, at least China gets to test it out first.
They do. It's only going to China.
We'll
The
send
others-
it there, see how it does, and
I-
it's probably
Well, China's
see.
a massive market with like
yeah.
a billion people or something.
Well, I saw something on Facebook that still said like 30 million Chinese people still live in a cave, and I was like, that can't be right.
That would probably is. Could be.
I mean, there's like a billion of them, so I guess maybe
There's a
30
lot
million.
of people
Sure,
in
there's a lot. A billion is a lot.
Actually, they have a huge population problem they're trying to face right now. A lot of the world has a huge population problem, but which will probably make a lot of used cars.
And they'll need a show to entertain them, like us.
Right here, over on our internet pages,
Facebook.com/Lugnutz podcast. That's where you're going to find all of our Lug and Nutty content popping up here, as well as all of our content on the Perjangers and Wallhangers Media Network, because it doesn't matter if you drive a Chinese Nissan or if you drive a French Renault, because nothing rolls without Lugnutz. We'll see you next week, gang. Until then, drive on! Trying to make up for last week. Adding in a couple extra barks there. I see you. I see you. Earning your credits either way. Just, acknowledging. Okay, going back to the couch. It's fine. It's his thing. Favorite place. His bone's there.
Yeah.
Little fourth wall break there for our mascot hero time. But it's important because he wants you to know that we love you, we miss you, and we want to see you next time. Until then, drive on, Wallhangers! Bye-bye!
Drive on Lugnutz.